Yo, guys, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid. We are back in this yet again. Here we are back in. So obviously, so for this one, I thought that this was one that I really wanted to do, which was top 10 video game characters. And I think even it was you, Daniel, that actually said that you actually wanted to do this. So
No,
first of all,
you said
was
it. You
it
said it.
hard coming up with the list, or was it pretty easy for you coming up with the list?
So I at first I thought I had the list already, but then when I started to think about it, I was like, oh wait, but this game, oh, but that game. So it was hard, but I think I've got it. I think I've got it.
But because I think you told me that like this is something that you've always had from the jump, like you've always had like a top 10 video game characters list from the beginning. So you pretty much already knew off the top of your head,
So
or did you have to sort of think about like actually maybe this person may be thinking like that, or
yeah, so I don't think I had 10, but I think I had like five or something. That was for sure. And then I started to think about it, and yeah, there's more, man. There's more. So and also like I've got I, maybe this is a little bit strange. Well, I guess you have the same thing, but I made like sort of like a website so I can save kind of things that I enjoy, kind of similar to what you have
Mm,
with your website, and I have like top ten characters and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Um, Let me just get that list. But then I started thinking about it, and there's a lot more. So I think
okay,
I've got.
okay. So what kind of criteria did you use when you were sort of like making the list? So was it about the how interesting the character was, how impactful they were, if they were interesting, if they were cool, what it felt like controlling them, visually, what it looked like, what kind of things? What was like your criteria of like, okay, this is what I really based it on.
So what I mainly focused it on was um, a game can be very very good, but what what makes a great character is if that character changes the game completely. And without that character, it wouldn't be a great game. So, I mean, there's some characters out there that wouldn't like the game wouldn't feel the same. But for me, if you talk about a great character, it has to have character development. So, like, well, we'll get into that later on.
Mm.
But character development is a huge thing, and the way it looks and all this. I mean, that's down to interpretation, but it can affect it a little bit. But for me, it has to be mainly just how how good was the character, how good was the character's influence in the game, and how much did it affect the game, as in how how good did it make it
Mm.
overall. So
Yeah, so yeah, no, I think basically, I think for me it was sort of a mixture. It was a mixture of obviously I think because there are some characters that didn't make the list. Now, one thing I didn't do was because a character is popular, I put it on there. I didn't do that.
yeah,
So
same.
my thing was it's not about how popular the video game is. It's about how good the character is. So you say, oh wait, how do you look at that? No, no. The video game is popular. The character is not necessarily an amazing character. Yes, you control him and you have a connection with him, but what makes it amazing is the video game and what surrounds him. And there is like a major video game character that I didn't have in here, But it's funny, like when I was even looking at the thumbnail, I was like, there are
Yeah,
some heavy hitters that I didn't put in here, man. But because even as I'm looking at my thing right now, I had to make some man. I had to make some big decisions, man. I had to make some very big decisions. But looking at my list, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it because for me, I wanted to focus. I ignored the popularity. This isn't about a popularity contest. This is merely about the quality of the character. And I just think, looking at my list right now, I feel that I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. Yeah. I'm happy with I'm just basically I'm just looking at my list right now. Yeah, I'm happy with this. And I think as Mo even says, it is an impossible list. I mean, it is an impossible list because there are so many characters. So I just think what I had to do was like, look, man, let me just focus on visuals, how they design, the characteristics, the personality, and whether there's anything interesting about said character. So first off, who do you give special mentions to? So who didn't make your list?
Oof.
Or are there any special mentions?
There's a few. There's a few.
Okay.
So people are gonna be upset. So this is top 10 characters of all time. If it's in my mentions, it's still a very good character. So the first one is G-Man, right, from Half-Life. A mysterious character.
Wait. From which game is this?
Half-Life.
Don't say anything. I still haven't played Half-Life.
Oh no, I won't spoil it. But
Okay,
basically, it's just what the character does for the game. It creates sort of like a creepy kind of vibe to the game. So I think it was important to mention it. I don't think you'll know this game. I don't think a lot of people will know this game. Just Monica. Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. Kara from Undertale. Link. John Marston. Yeah. Ezio from Assassin's Creed. Vas Montenegro from Far Cry 3.
Because there's a guy that is called that. That's on the Football Hot live stream. I'm like, yeah, Vas Montenegro. That's quite interesting. Okay, so it's based off a video game character.
So you know the guy that. So I don't know the name of the actor, but there's one of the actors in Better Call Saul plays Vas Montenegro as well. So yeah, good character.
Okay.
And then Clementine from The Walking Dead, big one.
Wow,
and
these are some big omissions, man.
Yeah, and Joel from The Last of Us.
Okay.
There you go,
man. Yeah, I've just looked at Vas Montenegro. Oh yeah, from Better Call Saul. Very good actor. Very good actor.
Very good actor, man.
So I'll give you some of my things. Link is making a list. Link the main list. Also, I've forgotten his name. The Russian guy you control in GTA 4. I've forgotten his name.
Yeah, the main character, right?
Yeah, the main character. I didn't have him. Now, John Marsden, that was painful. I didn't have him as well. But he's a very special mention. Marsden, he only just missed the list. Another one as well, which was tough, Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Oof. Yeah,
Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Yeah, I mean, so it was tough. I was like, I can't do it. Also, as well, you see, for me, I'll tell you what, I put Mario on the list. And I said, wait a minute, am I putting Mario on this list because of his character or because of how popular he is? And that was the same thing I did with Link. So I put Mario on Link. I said, wait a minute. Am I putting these guys on the list because of they are actually good characters or because of how popular they are? So I was like, no, it's because they're not great characters. Link doesn't have a character. Zelda has more of a character than flipping Link, So Mario and Luigi, they're just there. They're just Italian plumbers that just jump up and down and just sniff mushrooms. So it's not like that. So look, guys, without further ado, those are our special mentions out of the way. And look, guys, remember, guys, you will not agree with this list. And obviously, we will interact and take any questions that you guys have and everything. But, we just thought, because as I said again, sorry?
Yeah, one thing I want to take from this video, so over the last few, like top 10s you've done, so whether it's the best villains in movies, like, for example, when I listened to it, there was a lot of villains that I didn't know. So what that made me do was it made me research about them, and then I started watching all these movies that I was like, wow, this is amazing. And how did I not know about these games? I mean these movies. So what I want is for people hopefully to get interested in these games and go out and play them.
Yeah, no, I think that's the key thing. Is I think you can use this as a learning experience of okay, I've never heard these ones before, and maybe I will go and try and actually go this in. So let's ride now. So without further ado, we will go first for Daniel's number 10. So Daniel, what is your number 10?
So it's funny you were talking about Mario before, because Mario is my number 10. And the reason it's my number 10 is because as you were saying, I don't know if I should count it as a character because for me, Mario's more like a logo kind of,
Like he's basically like an icon, you know.
yeah, like an icon. But I know a lot of people will think of him as a character, so I had to put him in. And also Nintendo just revealed, Nintendo just revealed the Mario 3D like expansions that they have for the Switch, and it's also his 35th anniversary today. So I thought, you know what, Mario, get in there. So he's my number 10 pick.
You know, for me, look, I think I wouldn't be mad at it because I just think like he's an icon, you know. And I think that look, the reason why I didn't put him in there was I was focusing mainly on the character and trying to ignore popularity. But in terms of, I would argue he is the most iconic video game character of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a character that defines gaming. Basically, there is no character that defines gaming more than Mario.
Mm.
You know, so, and I just think that's like literally like basically, if you think about, okay, what is the defining character of PlayStation or the defining character of Xbox? There isn't one. You know, there isn't one.
Xbox. You can argue Xbox.
Oh, yes, there is one of, but we won't say. We won't say, but yeah, there is one for Xbox for sure. There's one for Xbox. Okay, cool. All right, so let me now roll in there. So this is now my number 10. So this is a game that I have mentioned before, and I think that the beauty about, first of all, about this video game was it's very different. It's a very different video game, and this game is very much plot driven, and it's very much about the experience rather than the gameplay. It's about the experience, and it's really about the story. And I think this character, I think, shows how video games have grown up. So my number 10 is dude called Scott Shelby from Heavy Rain. So again, Heavy Rain, game by this dude called David Cage, and I think obviously, Danny, you said you played it. It's a very different kind of game. It's not your regular kind of game, and you've never played a game like this. You know, it's more of an experience, and I just think this character in this is straight out of a film, and I think the way that this character was done, it was so realistic, so interesting that you're like it's felt like if you're not playing a video game. And again, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but as you're watching and watch what happens with the character and so forth, you're like, oh wow, this is pretty amazing. Hence why there have been so many people and movie companies trying to make a film of Heavy Rain, and he forms as a very key component in the whole thing. So and again, look, it's a game that I recommend everyone to play. And before you play the game, it's one of those things of like, don't expect a regular kind of game. Open your mind up and say, I think that's the beauty of video game. It's an art form, and people are trying to find different ways of coming to, similar to how I play with like Limbo. So yeah, so my thing is Scott Shelby from Heavy Rain, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not in my top 10, but yeah, I didn't think about it. It's a good character, and you were talking about seeing a Heavy Rain movie. I'd love to see that. I'd absolutely love to see that, but we would have to get the right director and.
Oh no, yeah. But you know what the weird thing is? It's similar to what I said about Akira. I don't want to see a live action version of Akira. Same thing with Heavy Rain. I don't want to watch a film of Heavy Rain. The whole point of Heavy Rain is it's the experience. I mean, the story is cool and everything, but what makes Heavy Rain amazing is you are experiencing this thing and actually going through the story yourself, which is what makes it a unique experience rather than, it's just a film that you watch. So I don't want to see a film of Heavy Rain. I just want to play it. So that's my thing. So that is my number. So we're not going to number 9 right now. So Daniel, give us your number 9. Give us a little build up to where your number 9 is. A little build up.
Okay. So this character is one of the icons in video game history. Okay. It's not just a great character when it comes to their game, but it was so big that it created a franchise which allowed there to be a new gaming console. I mean,
Yeah, I
in my
think I know
opinion,
where you're going. I think I know where you're going.
yeah, this character is Master Chief.
Yep. Big
Yeah,
time.
big time, man. Master Chief. What can I say? One of the most badass characters in all of gaming history. Um, yeah, inspired pretty much everyone to go out and pay, was it, 300, 400 pounds just to play Halo. And he's the main protagonist of it. So, you got to give him a shout out. And yeah, he's my number 9 pick for that.
Yeah, no. I can't agree with that. As I said again, it's launched a console. And it's helped to define a console. And I think that he pretty much represents like the heroic protagonist. And also as well, in terms of just visually, I mean, look at that. That guy looks like a flipping. I mean, that's just like an amazing visual for like a character in terms of what his armor looks like, his helmet looks like, and everything, And especially when the graphics improved, you were like, and you really saw his him moving in like at a high level. You're like, oh no, this dude is next level. So no, that's good, that's good. So actually, someone just posted this. Let me address this. I don't have Solid Snake. Now, don't tell me they have him or not, but the reason why I don't have Solid Snake is Solid Snake is a ripoff of this character called Snake Plissken in a film called Escape from New York. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but even Hideo Kojima even admitted to John Carpenter that no, I literally copied Solid Snake off Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. So because of that, I can't really put him in a top 10 list because he's not an original character. He is, you can say inspired by anything, but yeah, he's inspired from another. So his whole characterization is based off something that was already created by someone else years ago. So that's why I don't have Solid Snake in here. So
yeah, he's not in my top 10. I can see why some people might want to put him in there, but
for sure,
there's so many characters, man. I don't know.
Oh, no, that's me. So my number 9 is, again, this is keeping in with the theme of a really, really good character. And this is obviously one of my favorite games of all time. And I think what makes this character interesting, and I just think, is that you could very much easily see his character in a film. And my number 9 is GlADoS from Mass Effect. Again, it's like, obviously there were many amazing characters in Mass Effect, because obviously when you have your crew, or when you're picking your crew and somebody on crew, you're meeting very many different characters. But there was just something specifically about GlADoS that was like, this dude is cool. This dude is different. And just even from the voice, the look, what he was about, his personality and everything, he for me just stood out head of the other crew. And I think it just showed you how, and again, this similar to Heavy Rain, this just shows how video games have grown up in a kind of interesting, amazing characters that they've had. So for me, my number 9 is GlADoS from thinking. So you've played Mass Effect, haven't you?
Yeah, but there's only one character that I thought that could, from the Mass Effect franchise, there's only one character that I was like, maybe I should put him in. But I think you have him in already. So, no spoilers, but I think I know. There's another character coming.
Yeah.
So I've what I tried to do for this top 10 is just have one character from each franchise, right?
Oh yeah,
because there's a lot of great characters, but yeah, that's what I tried to do.
I mean, we'll see. So for me, I was just like, look, I was like, top 10, the best. So
Yeah.
okay, look, there isn't like 5 or 6 from the thing. So guys saying to me, there aren't like 5 or 6 Mass Effect characters in my list, man. So relax, chill. Okay. I didn't go that far. Relax or chill. So, but look, I just thought that for GlADoS, basically anybody who's played Mass Effect, most people will say, yeah, GlADoS is that dude. GlADoS, like, he's one of those guys where like, wow, I would love to see him in an actual film. So Garrus is my dude, man. All right, man. So your number ocho.
Okay, so you've been talking about movies,
Mhm.
right? And this, if you like movies, which I know you do, you're gonna love to play this game, and you have to play it. Okay, it's a short game. I think it's 4 hours or something.
Okay.
It's called Firewatch. And a lot of people haven't played this game, um, but if you have, then you know of a character called Delilah.
So how do you spell it? Yeah.
Delilah. And you
DEL.
never see the yeah. So you won't be able to find a picture, and the
Okay,
reason is
okay.
yeah. So the thing is, right? It's played. It's the voice actor for this character is Sissy Jones. So great voice actor and actress. And to be honest, this character made the game. You never get to see this character in the game actually, but
Okay,
I don't
so
want
the
to spoil
character
it.
is just like a voice.
So here's the thing. I don't want to spoil it too much, but
Mm.
basically the game is about somebody who's an alcoholic and they want to get away from everything. So they become a fire watcher, right?
Okay.
So they go to I think it's Wyoming, and they just they go up like a big tower, and their job is just to look out for fires, right? And the so the person you're playing as is that person, right? Who's an
Okay.
alcoholic and stuff. And their boss is also kind of like around that area, but you never actually get to see them. So they only contact you through radio. Um, so all you hear is just the voice, and the way that the game makes you feel, and like you love this character, right? You fall in love with this character, and you want to meet up with the character. And then the game plays out, and you'll see what happens. But I thought the character was built so well that it has to be in my top 10,
So,
man.
so, so, so
So
basically, the key thing of the character is sort of like the kind of mystery of the character.
yeah, so you just hear the voice, but the way that they did it was so amazing, and it just goes to show that just with the voice they can create this kind of character. So you have to play it. Firewatch, that's a must play.
Okay. Just want to take a few comments. So, always saw Solid Snake as 007 plus Rambo. Never knew he was a one-for-one ripoff. Yeah, no, like I played. So obviously, I played the MGS games already. Well, my brother played the MGS games before I watched Escape from New York. Then when I watched Escape from New York, and then I then read into it, like Hideo Kojima, he said like Escape from New York was a massive influence on the game, and he copied. Well, not copied, but he was massively inspired by Homeboy. So it is what it is. It doesn't take anything away from the character, but it's what it is. Don't tell me whether he's Nathan Drake isn't in my list. And the reason why Nathan Drake isn't on my list is because, again, for me, Uncharted isn't about Nathan Drake or the characters. It's about the video game. And for me, you know what? I'll give you real. Don't hate me. Nathan Drake is a B-Tech Indiana Jones. That's just how I
Yeah,
view it. He's a B-Tech Indiana Jones. So Nathan Drake for me is similar to Solid Snake, but Solid Snake is maybe cooler. But Nathan Drake is literally trying to be Indiana Jones. That's what he is. But Indiana Jones is just a better character. So, but Uncharted for me, I don't play Uncharted because, oh my God, Nathan Drake. I play Uncharted because the gameplay is flipping amazing. The graphics are
yeah.
iconic. I don't really play it for Nathan Drake. Speaking of which, I need to play
So
Uncharted 4.
so yeah, we discussed about this before, but what makes a character great is that if you remove that character from a game, then the game is just completely different. And
Yeah.
I don't really see Nathan Drake being. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great character, but there's only 10 spots, and
You can
no,
insert almost any character in Uncharted and it wouldn't take away from the experience of the game. As in,
you know,
Nathan Drake doesn't enhance your experience of Uncharted. Uncharted is really about, wow, look at that action scene. When that tank comes, I'm on a plane for the guy off a plane. I just jump off the plane. It's about the setups and the scenarios you're put in. So it's not about these characters. Like for me, in the characters I just put up in there, and I'm sure in the one that you put up, the character is critical to the game. So if you take the character away, it is detracting from. That's the key thing. You take the character away, it detracts from the experience. If you take the Nathan Drake character away and put another character, it doesn't detract from the experience. It doesn't. It doesn't detract from the experience. So, okay. So, my number 8, my number 8. So, let me refer to my list. What are we doing? Okay, this is a different one. This one is a bit from left field. You see, this character is from a PS2 game, and I think what makes this character cool is and the funny thing about this character is that he's not actually the main character. He's literally a sidekick, and it's literally a sidekick to the main guy. So I'm not sure how many of you guys would have played this. It is Daxter from Jak and Daxter. So I thought, you know what, let's just have a little bit of fun and I just thought that his quips, the lines that he comes up with, how he sometimes helps you and everything, and just how he's animated and everything just makes him a really cool, interesting, bubbly character. You see, Jak doesn't say anything. So he's like the silent hero. But during all the cutscenes and everything, Daxter is speaking, he's cracking jokes, he's making all these kinds of humoristic things and everything. And just how he just follows you along the whole thing and everything. I just think he's a great sidekick and a great partner for Jak as well. So I just thought, for that, and basically, because look, I told you, I love cartoons. I'm big on cartoons, and I really like very interesting animated cartoony characters. Like, look, what's it called? That's why I love stuff like Tom and Jerry, Top Cat, and all that stuff. I just think Dax is just sort of is like a throwback to those kind of very cool, cartoony, interesting, funny humor characters. So Daxter is my dude, man.
Okay. Look,
have you played Jak and Daxter?
I haven't played it necessarily, but I know of it, and I know what you mean. There's many games for the PS2, it's kind of similar to Jak and Daxter, but I think the way they I haven't played it necessarily, so I can't really tell you, but I know it's a very popular game, and I don't really know much about the game, so I can't really tell you, man.
But, no. But for me, it's basically it's a really decent platformer. Because I think the key thing about it is it's the gameplay. The graphics are they're fine, but just in terms of really good, tight, smooth gameplay with no kind of thing, basically, it's a great platformer.
Okay, I'll check it out, man. Check it out.
So, number 7, dear sir. Number 7.
Yeah, I just read what number 7 was. So, again, similar to what I said in the last stream, please don't come at me for saying this game, okay? I know it's got a terrible fan base, but just hear me out. Undertale is a great game. And in Undertale, there's a lot of great characters.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those characters is Sans. And I know he's a... Yeah,
wait, what's it called? Sand?
No, S-A-N-S.
Oh, Sand.
Yeah, he's a pixelated character. I know he's a meme, by the way, but yeah. So, but if you actually play the game, you'll understand just why I put him in this top 10. He's not just the hardest boss I've ever faced in any video game.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, there's lots of fan art, but find the pixelated version. Find the pixelated version. That's the actual game. That's what the game looks like. So anyway, the character Sans, he starts by having like comedic relief. He's introduced there to make kind of jokes and stuff. But the more you play the game, you start to realize just how mysterious this character is. So basically, I don't want to spoil the game too much in case anyone wants to play it.
Wait, what platform is this on?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So so anyway, the game is, it's a pixelated game. I think a lot of people, they like graphics and stuff, but this is probably, yeah, this game is just amazing. You don't need like amazing amazing computer or anything. As long as you got like a laptop to play, that's cool. Because it's it's a pixelated game. Yeah, there you go. So that's what it looks like, and the thing with this character is, I think so. It's hard to explain, but I have to kind of spoil the game a little bit to
Go for it.
say what this character is like. So there's three endings to the game, right? The first ending is just you play the game and you just play normally. The second ending is if you play the game, but instead of killing any characters, you find a way to not kill any characters at all, and you get an ending like that. Then there's a third ending where if you end up playing the game and kill everything in it, it's called the genocide run. Then you get this boss, and you get Sans. And the thing with Sans is you end up killing his brother, right? And so it's a very a dramatic scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you played Undertale, you know what I'm talking about. And you get this boss, which is the hardest boss I've ever beaten in any video game. So yeah, man, Sans has to be there. Has to be there.
So who is the character? Who's the protagonist that you control in the game? Is it like a guy with a gun, or is it like a Mario type of guy?
Yeah.
Or
So the character, it's a pixelated game, so you don't actually there's no actual weapon. You just see damage being done basically. And the character's called Chris. You just go around. It's an interesting game to play. It was made by one person.
Oh shit!
So yeah, and it's in my top 3 games of all time. I think a lot of people they kind of
so basically, it's mainly about the gameplay then, really.
Story, gameplay, and music. The music in that game is insane. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But I think a lot of people.
There's nothing worse than a tough boss, man. Was that?
Yeah, I was saying that I think a lot of people kind of get turned away from the game because of the fan base. Because as you just saw, there's a lot of like fan arts and stuff, and there's a lot of people who just kind of, they kind of make the game look a little bit strange. But if you actually play the game, it's amazing. So
okay. No, cool. At least that's something different, because again, that's how many pixelated bosses are we even going to have in this top 10? So so why? When did the game come out?
Maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. So obviously, it was his intention to make it like a retro game then.
Well, look, it was made by one guy, so he didn't really have much of like options.
Okay.
But it's a great game, man.
So, my number 7. I think we all know what this is. It's the big boy himself, man. Master Chief.
Master Chief, there you go.
Master Chief. I had to do it like that. And people may be surprised that, you're a Halo fanboy. You love Halo a lot. Why is Master Chief number 7? So first of all, Master Chief has to be not 10. You cannot have a top 10 list without Master Chief. So first of all, as Daniel already said before, he defined a console. And the funny thing is as much as Mario is the face of Nintendo, Master Chief is the face of Xbox. PlayStation doesn't really have a face, because there isn't like a character that defines PlayStation, but Master Chief 1000% defines the Xbox. Hence why you haven't seen a Halo on any other console apart from Xbox, because they just know how unique this character is. And just whether you want to look at the first Halo 2 and so forth, you look at the TV sports, it's just an amazing character. And I think, but the reason why I don't have him higher up is because he's not that interesting a character. He just looks cool, and he's the execution on the character in terms of his gunplay and everything and what he looks like is amazing. But in terms of his character, like, it's always like, I need a weapon. Like, that's it. He just says like one-liners and that kind of stuff. So he isn't very. So once we now get deeper to the real high tier characters, then you know that, all right, okay, this is what it is. So that's what, because I think the whole point of his character is he is similar to Neo, where he's just the hero. He's almost like the science hero. He doesn't really talk that much. He says a few lines and everything, but his lines are just pretty much about, okay, to move the plot forward. So you don't really get any kind of insights into who he is or what he's about. So yeah, Master Chief is my number 7, man.
I agree, man. Great character.
Okay, so we've almost come to halfway. Daniel, what is your number 6?
So my number 6 is a character that a lot of people know. It's not like one of these weird characters I'm mentioning. It's Kratos from.
Hey!
There you go. Voice acted by Christopher Judge. I think it's pronounced. So yeah, great character, man. I played God of War, the last one that came out, and I didn't play any other God of War. Maybe I should, but there you go. It's a great character. The way it looks, the story is great. You know, character development is there.
Oh, no. The graphics. Let me tell you this. I know I still have to face that freaking Valkyrie and everything, but let me tell you this. This, in terms of, this is the best character I've seen in terms of graphics. You know,
Yeah.
So the reason why I didn't put Kratos up here is because, again, in terms of as a character, he just seemed a little bit cheesy to me. But what I will say is, for graphics, I've never seen a character look more realistic or better graphically than this. This is the best looking character I've ever seen in terms of just pure graphics. So it's purely on a visual thing.
Yeah, I agree. The graphics are there, but the reason it's in my top 10 is because of character development. Yeah, I see him being cheesy, but the way this character has developed over the many games, it's great. And you know, God of War wouldn't be the same without him, so that's why he's in there.
Okay. Oh no. That's for sure a good one, man. That's for sure a good one. I mean, it's like, so you've played all the God of War games?
No, I haven't. But I played the last one and it was very good.
Oh yeah,
very good.
So no. That's that. As I say again, whenever they did close-ups of him, or when the camera will pan around, I was like, the character detail on this is ridiculous. So Lord only knows how good it is. Oh, so did he play it on PS4 Pro?
Yeah.
Bro, I can only think of what it looks like on PS4 Pro, because on the PS4 I was like, this thing looks ridiculous.
It's good, man.
So this is a different. This is almost similar to your Undertale thing, where this is a bit of it's a known game, but it's a character that maybe a lot of people would not think that I would pretty much put down. So my number 6, is it number 6? Yeah, my number 6 is this dude here, Jack of Blades. Now, let me say this right now. Fable was one of the biggest disappointments of my entire life. Okay. Peter Molyneux lied. And asked the game, I was like, you piece of crap. You promised everything in this thing and you left me with nothing. So as disappointing as Fable 1 was, Fable did have a few magical moments and a few interesting moments. And I think one of the best things about it was this was a great villain. In terms of the look, in terms of his character, and in terms of the mystery that surrounded him. And like, just because again, I think a great character, especially a great villain, is you don't show too much. And it's a great build-up. So as you're going through the story, you hear a lot about this Jack of Blades, and you see the kinds of effects he has on the town and on the world. So as you're going through, the anticipation of what this guy's about keeps growing, and also how he's presented and the threats is really, really good. So I thought that was probably one of the best. I mean, there's a few other good bits in the game, but just how this, for me, is one of the, if I think about it, one of the best presented villains I've seen in a video game. Because I think most video games are, oh man, this the bad guy, you know, he's here and he talks to us and everything. But there was a certain kind of quality and that's the keyword. There's a certain kind of sophistication in the way that they constructed and they built up this villain that really impressed me, you know. And then obviously you had Fable 2 and Fable 3, which is just complete and utter crap. So, Jak Daxter. So have you ever played Fable yourself?
Yeah, I haven't played it. No. Should
I
play it.
recommend it.
Okay.
Based on the games that you're into and everything, just that you need an Xbox and everything. But I think you can get. I think it's on PC and everything. I would recommend it. I would actually recommend it, man. So it's I'm just trying to see what other guys are saying, man. Oh, have you played Ratchet and Clank?
Why is this so familiar?
Oh no, you must know. I mean, yeah, I mean, like because I think my cousins, we gave it to my cousins to play because my little cousins played it. I played it a bit, but I didn't really like play it extensively. It was cool.
Oh,
it was cool.
yeah. Of course, I know this game, man. Like I saw the was it the trailer in the PS4 thing is I've never played it myself because I don't know I don't feel like it's a game that would be for me, but I definitely saw the trailer for the new game and the PS4 event, and I was very impressed.
Okay.
So maybe I'll pick it
We've
up.
reached halfway. Let's just see what some guys are saying. So for nostalgia, Sonic, Mario, Donkey Kong is up there in video game characters. They're universally loved by kids, but it could be different for grown-up gamers. Now, if you're a grown-up gamer, you grew up with these characters. So anybody who's in, let's say, their 40s or 50s, who are playing games in the 80s and 90s, you grew up with Sonic, Mario, and Donkey Kong. So you see, the thing about this is that I think this would be a very boring list if it was made up of iconic video game characters. And it's like, then everyone knows. What makes this list interesting are these are probably characters you will never know of. Like basically, like that good Sans of Undertale. If we're doing it based on popularity, there's no way in heck he will be in the top 10. Same thing with Jack of Blades. So I think what this is about is that I feel video games have evolved from Sonic, Mario, and Donkey Kong. Because remember, those are the early days of video games. And I think with the introduction of PlayStation and Xbox and Grump games, you're now seeing better scripts, better stories, and you're just seeing more sophisticated, detailed, interesting characters. I just forgot about amazing character. Although I'm still happy I didn't put him in there because you know who I forgot? Even if I just really fully played the game, but still it's an amazing character, Sephiroth.
Sorry, remind me.
Oh, so did you ever play Final Fantasy VII?
No, I didn't.
Bro, that is the definition. Basically, he's literally one of the most iconic villains of all time.
Dude, it's a shame because I actually bought the game and I have it downloaded, but I still haven't played it. I don't even know why. So
sorry, best Final Fantasy. Yeah, it's like for me, Sephiroth is like basically he is literally the epitome of the iconic. Like there is no one even comes close because in terms of basically, he has his own theme music. Sephiroth, he has his own theme music. So in terms of his look, his character, similar to Jacob, how he's presented, like Sephiroth is literally like the definition. Because I remember, because it was my brothers got Final Fantasy VII, so I used to really watch them play it, and I was like, how are you playing a game where you can't even control your character properly? Because you go there and things change and it's all turn-based. I was like, because I didn't understand what turn-based meant.
Yeah.
But then I remember just seeing Sephiroth, and I was like, oh man, this is actually like for a video game, this is actually a really interesting character, and also what he does and how he actually affects off in the game, I think is would be huge. All right, so where are we now? So number 5.
Okay, here we go. Number 5. This character is an obvious pick, I think, for a lot of people. It was in my opinion, the best character in both of the games that the character was in, and the character is Ellie from The Last of Us. Part 1.
I know. I still need to play this.
Voiced by Ashley Johnson, man. Great character. some amazing scenes, great character development.
Don't spoil it for me. Yeah,
Between,
I still need to play this.
yeah. Between her and Joel. Joel didn't make it because I just thought she was slightly better. And I said before that I was only going to have one character from each franchise. So Ellie makes it, and Joel unfortunately didn't make it. But for other people, it would be the other way around. So I would recommend you play that. So there you go.
No, for sure. Like that is basically after I finished Uncharted 4, because I began playing Last of Us, but then I think I had to do something, and then I had to just do some other stuff. But then I will get back to it, because I think basically the game I'm playing now is Uncharted 4. Then after I'm either probably going to get my Nintendo Switch and Zelda, or then I'll probably then go on to Last of Us. But yeah, so look, people have said a lot about the game and everything. So I'll definitely give it. So without spoiling anything, why is she a better character than Joel? Without spoiling anything.
Well, the second, I think in the second game, it's pretty obvious why.
Okay.
Don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But in the first game, I just I mean, there's no reasoning. It's just either you prefer one or the other. Both of them are great. I just slightly favored Ellie, but there's no like main. I just felt more maybe like I could relate more to Ellie than I did to Joel. So
okay. So what are we doing here? All right. So my number five. So my number 5 is one that everyone knows. I think this right here is we're almost getting it. Is a famous dude, and there is no way in hell I would have a top 10 without having this dude who is a flipping icon, man. Everyone knows him. I'm just trying to pick a nice. There you go. And he was also voiced is the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Vercetti. I heard so, bro. Tommy Vercetti, because so obviously, previously we know he was voiced by Ray Liotta, of course, was in Goodfellas and everything. And I think what made Vice City such an amazing game was the amazing voice cast, because the voice cast again elevated the games to the next level, because it just gave them an amazing authenticity that you get from films. Because obviously you can get a voice actor and everything, but getting someone like a Ray Liotta, because his voice is so distinctive and everybody just knows his voice so well from Goodfellas and everything, it just added to you connecting with the character. And just because again, like the character in GTA 3 was cool, but again, he was a blank slate. But Tommy Vercetti had a very particular, specific personality that was personified by Ray Liotta and his voice. So again, just look, it's the 80s. You look at the Ferrari in the back, the Hawaiian shirts, and this guy would swear, do crazy things. So almost like whenever you would go around and just do crazy things on the streets, it just added more to what you were doing, because you're like, hey man, I'm Tommy Vercetti and everything. And I think he worked very well with the world that was created in Vice City, man. So for me, Tommy Vercetti, man, is that dude, man.
Yeah, he didn't make my list.
He didn't.
He didn't, man. He didn't.
Oh, how do you not have Tommy Vercetti on your list? What?
Because I honestly feel like these characters are better, man. Are better. Look, I understand why you put him in, but I can't have a GTA character in that. I think it all comes down to like personal preference, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, GTA games just they're okay. I played all of them, but it's not.
No character really stands out for you
from any GTA, man. Not really.
You know what? I can sort of understand where you come from, because see, this thing, it's maybe because I think I know where you're coming from. You see, GTA. It's the same reason why I don't want to see a GTA film. GTA, these characters are caricatures. They're not original. So what they're doing is holding up a mirror to all the stereotypical characters that you see in all these films. So they're not trying to create something interesting, original, new. It's like, no, you've seen this character before. So every single stereotype you've thought of, we've just shoved it in here, and that's it. So the characters aren't like, oh, well, we see. There's no character in GTA that saying, oh, that was an amazing character. It's like, yeah, I've seen that character before or already. But I just think for me with Tommy Vercetti, I just think it's because I like Ray Liotta as an actor. I think he's got a very cool, interesting, unique voice. And I just think that because Vice City is one of my favorite games of all time, Tommy Vercetti really helped define it. And I think, you see, again, similar to this, you take Tommy Vercetti from the game, it's still an amazing game, but I do feel he's very important.
Yeah.
Based on what his character is. And I think he's like the perfect icing on the cake in the whole Vice City thing. And I just think just the key thing was the jump between GTA 3 and Vice City. Because GTA 3, the GTA 3 character is like Link. He's just a blank slate. He's just there just to do everything. But Vice is like, oh, wow, this guy, he actually has a personality, which sort of adds to your enjoyment of him. So that's my thing. So number 4. We're getting close, man. We're getting close. We're getting close. Number 4.
Number 4. So this character, I found out about this character from a video game, but maybe it didn't exactly come from a video game. It came from a book. So maybe I should change it, but I'm just gonna go with it anyway. And it's Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher 3.
From
all
who?
the Witchers. From The Witcher. So The Witcher.
Oh, yeah.
And they're books, but I think a lot of people now resonate a lot more with the video games, especially the third one. It was voice acted by Dog. I can't remember his second name, but anyway, and great, great character, man. In my opinion, he's the best main protagonist in an RPG. He's supposed to be a mutant, kind of so even though he looks like a human, he's more of a a mutant. He doesn't have emotions. But when you play the game, you start to realize that he's a lot more human than a lot of people in the game. So the game is huge. So many quests, so many missions to do, and every single one of them is a lot. The game is there mainly to explore the world and all that, but it's also, you could say, a way to explore the character of Geralt and who he is. So, in my opinion, he could be number 1, but at this point, 3, 2, 1, it's all the same. So yeah, he's he's up there. So
what do you say is sort of the best thing about the character then?
Everything. I mean, everything. I don't think that there's a better way to represent what Geralt would look like. If he wasn't, so let me put it this way: it's a type of character where if you take him out the game, it just wouldn't be the same. The voice acting is amazing. The things that you can do with the character, the character development in the game is insane. So, I have to put Geralt in there, man. Even though there was a lot of characters in The Witcher 3 that I thought could make the top 10, Geralt of Rivia is my number 4 pick.
Okay, yeah, because I'm still playing Witcher 3, so I'm still playing. So I'm still sort of getting to know the character and everything. Have you seen the Netflix TV series?
Yeah, it's not. I got to the, I think it was the 4th episode or something.
And then you were like, "Nah."
I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of people who have played The Witcher have told me that it's amazing. I should continue watching it. but I don't know. I didn't find it entertaining.
And I think maybe the keys are because again, just from the few from what I've played of Witcher 3, I think this character feels completely different from how Henry Cavill plays him in a TV series. So I do think that if the character doesn't really work in a TV series, it's very hard to get into it. So
yeah, completely agree. I mean, not just Geralt, but a lot of the characters in the TV show. Oh man, they're not what I imagined they would look like. So I think if you play The Witcher 3, it's a safe bet that you're gonna love the game, because a lot of people say this is the game of the decade. You know, I think if you decide to play it over other games, then then you're gonna like it no matter what, because it's an amazing game, man. So if I'm gonna pick a character to be in this top 10, I have to look at all the RPGs I've played, because personally I love RPGs.
oh yeah, me too. That's my favorite genre.
Yeah, and if what's the best character in every single RPG I've played? It's got to be Geralt. So yeah, he's in there.
Okay. So we're now getting to. Oh, so is this my number 4 now?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yes. Now this is one that maybe some people are like, oh, really? So this is a character who I think goes unnoticed. And the reason why I want to put him in here is because you now notice why, because you now see why I put him in here as opposed to other ones. So my number 4 is the Arbiter from Halo 2. So you see, character is the key thing here. Master Chief is way more popular, way cooler, but the Arbiter is a better character than Master Chief. And I think that, you see, Halo 2, the story wasn't really, it was a bit muddled and a bit befuddled and so forth. But I admired what they were trying to do, because they were trying to tell a very different kind of story and they were trying to take some risks. And I do think that one of the best things of Halo 2 was the character of the Arbiter. Because when you look at, because again, what was interesting about Halo 2 was, oh wow, we can now go and look at the enemy and look at the world through the eyes of the enemy, which was a brilliant idea. Rather than, oh, I'm the hero, let's just kill this enemy. So we're now giving the enemies a personality and looking at the different dynamics behind enemy lines and taking charge of this villain who then becomes a hero and goes on this really incredible arc. I just thought was amazing, because I say Master Chief is he's like a straight arrow, but with the Arbiter, he really had a personality and character, because there was betrayal, discovery, rediscovering himself, and so forth. So it was just, and basically this just showed you how amazing the world and how rich the world of Halo is, that you can really connect and get in touch with a character who was a villain, because you fought many characters that looked like him in the first Halo. And also he was voiced by Keith David, great voice actor who's voiced many things in characters. So I just thought that it's the character, the character was great. It's just that the story just wasn't very well done. But I can't take away from what was a good character, because the story wasn't really popping up. But just as a character and so forth, even when I was playing, I was like, oh, this is like interesting. Just like, I wish the levels were better and the levels were much more interesting, And it's like, of course, I preferred controlling Master Chief because I just prefer the guns and weapons that he has. I don't really like the alien guns, but I actually preferred, and I found like basically whenever you saw I think if you go on YouTube and also watch, because there's a video where they just put all of the cutscenes in one. I was like, man, this is actually a pretty interesting story. When you look at the story and everything with him, with the elders and how the elders screwed him over and everything, that's actually a pretty cool, interesting story. So yeah, for me, the Arbiter is my number 4.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right, because if you think about it, without him in the game, right? So let's think about it. If he wasn't in the game, would Halo still have been as big of a game as it is today? I really don't think so. Because the reason the game was so good was because and it wasn't just a first person shooter, but it was also story and it had great characters, and one of them was this character, man. So yeah, he's he's not there, but the reason he's not there is because there's only 10 spots, man. But he could be there. So
Oh no. He stops, man. So Daniel, man, we are down to our final three, man. We are down to our final three. Down to our final three, Daniel, man. This is well, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close up in here, guys. So let me just see what some guys are saying now. Halo, those are the days, bro. Those were the days. Now is the crappy dark days with those
hey, you know what?
343 pieces of crap.
I still play Halo. I still play Halo, man. So
No. For sure, I still do. The characters in Destiny are 100 times better than the Halo characters. Mo, you're smoking crack. You're smoking crack.
no, Destiny's a good game, man. Destiny's a good game. It's got some good characters in there.
Have you completed the campaign in Destiny? Because I went straight to the online. Because I tried playing the campaign, I was like, I don't know what the heck is happening here. So I just went, like, Destiny is great graphics, great gameplay, great look. You can't tell me the characters in Destiny are better than flipping Halo, man. Come on, bro. Come on.
No, of course not. But I can see an argument like for why he would think the Destiny characters are good. So here's my thing. I'm a huge Warframe fan, and if anyone knows the game Warframe, it's very similar to Halo. So I mean to Halo 2 and to Destiny. And there's a lot of characters from Warframe that kind of copied a little bit what Destiny did. So for me, yeah, I haven't got a Destiny character on here, but you know, there's some good characters from Destiny. So
sure. There's one is of course, I wanted to see something interesting. Brother, the boss. Have you played the Gears of War?
I know the game. It's not for me, man. It's not for me.
For me, Marcus Phoenix and Dominic. So I think is Dominic Santiago because Marcus Phoenix is the main character, and the side character is Dominic Santiago. They're not on my list, but I would give them special mentions. They are, you see, again for me, they are very stereotypical characters. It's like, yeah, they're like a stereotype. But see, have you played Gears of War co-op?
Yeah, no, I played Gears of War, but the game, I mean, it was good, but it was too like buggy, and I don't know. I like more like competitive games than Gears of War, and there's a lot of I don't know. It wasn't too fun for me, but other people play it. That's fine, but you know, it wasn't for me.
It's like me and Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty, like nah, it's never happening.
Oh yeah, it is what it is, man. I understand why it's a big game, but it's not one of my favorites.
No, the same thing. Like I can understand why Call of Duty is a big game. It's just not for me, but I can respect that. Oh no, this is a very well made game. It's like Gran Turismo. Was just never like my thing, but I get why people like the game. It's just not for me. You're number 3, bro.
Okay, so this is another game that I think no one's really heard of. The game is called the Stanley Parable. It's one of my favorite games, and to be honest, there's no ending to. I mean, there's many endings to the game, but like in most games, you can just play the game from start to finish, and there's like a time limit for kind of the amount of time you can play the game for, but until you finish it. But in Stanley Parable, you can finish in 2 minutes. You can finish it in 1 minute. You can finish it in in 2 days, whatever. So it's a great game to play if you like strange games. The character is the narrator in the game. Yeah, exactly. It's a very weird game. The narrator is voiced by the Stanley Parable. So it's the narrator's voice acted by Dave Fennoy. Is it? Oh no, sorry. I got it wrong. It's Kevin Brighting. Yeah, Kevin Brighting. So yeah, the game is based. It's a weird game, but you start in the game, and basically the narrator is like a narrator, and he kind of says things for you to do. Yeah. So you play as that guy called Stanley, right? And there's a narrator, and the narrator says, "Oh, Stanley goes to the red door, or Stanley goes to the right." But there's a right path and a left path, and you can decide what you do in the game. And
Basically, it's
the
like
narrator,
whatever you choose gives you a particular kind of outcome.
Yeah, but the whole point is that the narrator is always there. So he's always narrating what's going on. So let's say the narrator says, "Oh, then Stanley walked through the right door," and you go through the left door, he'll make a comment about it saying, "Oh, he decided to go through the left door, even though he was meant to go through," So it's a weird game, but after you play it for a while, you start to find all these like different endings, and the reason why it's one of my favorite games of all time is because eventually it starts becoming more of a thriller. It gets creepier and creepier and creepier, and you start to realize that the narrator is actually is probably the main character in the game, and yeah, it's interesting game, man. It's an interesting game. I don't think anyone's played it yet, but that's why it's
on PC, PlayStation. What is it on?
It's definitely on PC. I think it's on Xbox and PlayStation as well. I think it is. So it's in my top 3. It's a game. It's a cheap game. I don't think it's very expensive or anything, and it's a short game. You can stop whenever you want. So I would recommend everyone to play it.
See, for me, that's why I really like very different kinds of games.
Yeah, this game is
completely out of left field.
Yeah, this game is so original, and the reason why the narrator is in my top 10, he's in my top 3, is because of how original he is, and how, how without him the game would have never even it wouldn't even exist. And also, it's not the most popular game, but it's one of my favorite games, and I personally believe it's one of the greatest games out there. But unfortunately, I don't know why it's not that mainstream. So I think people should play it.
Wow. Okay. So my number 3, I see now. This is where it comes to points where, if you disagree, you guys can F off, because we're now coming. See now we're now coming to where it's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
We're now talking about these are now this top 3 for me was as simple as pie. Very, very simple indeed. So first up, number 3 is Kane from the Legacy of Kain series. Guys, this dude is what you call an incredible character. An absolutely incredible, amazing character. From the voice acting, the look, the lines he's given, how you relate to him, the things he does, how he's presented, superb. Absolutely superb. This, for me, this sets the benchmark for characterization. I cannot, obviously, there are obviously 2 more that are better than him, but there are very few video game characters that even come close. You see, the key thing now, guys, this is not about popularity. It's about characterization. Of course, Master Chief is more popular, Solid Snake is popular, Link, Kratos, and everything. But in terms of you're defining a characteristic, you're defining a personality, it is complex, it's deep, it's 3-dimensional. And when you see some of the cutscenes in the game, you're like, man, am I playing a video game? You forget you're playing a video game. It feels like if you're in this kind of epic kind of narrative story or something, So for me, because obviously The first game was Blood Omen, which came out on the first PlayStation. But then you then had Soul Reaver that then really amplified his character in this and everything. So, but it's like that's what I recommend to people. You have to play Soul Reaver. It is one of the greatest games like Soul Reaver 1 and Soul Reaver 2. These are two of the greatest games of all time. There isn't a better story. You will not find better storytelling than in these two games, and you will not find there are very few characters you'll find better than this. And the thing about it is that he's the villain of the piece, but he isn't the way that he's a villain is very complex. It isn't very kind of he's the basically he's not like Ganondorf, where Ganondorf is just bad. It's a lot deeper. Again, I don't want to give everything away because it's just a lot deeper because he's got a certain kind of agenda that he's about. But I mean, in terms of just like the characterization, like even when you just see how he's introduced in the game, you're like, who the hell is this? I want you to see things that he does and what he's doing, and you just look at the lore, his history, his background, and everything. Oh, it is an absolutely outstanding character that just is a cut above every other video game character that is out there.
Yeah, for me, I've never played Soul Reaver, but this is why these things are good, because I don't think I've ever thought about even playing it. So, now that you recommended it, I'll check it out.
Bro, I told you because I told you I think I found a where to get Portal 2. I think I can actually get it on Xbox or something. So I'm gonna pop in Portal 2. So you pop in Soul Reaver 1, Soul Reaver 2. I'm gonna pop Portal 2, man. I'm gonna put that on the list for sure. So yeah, for me, Kane, Soul Reaver, superb, absolutely superb character. So Daniel, what is your number 2?
Yeah. So there's no disputing this one. If you've played this game, he would be in your top 10. It's The Walking Dead, and the character is Lee Everett. Lee Everett.
Oh, Neil Everett.
No, Lee. L-E-E.
Lee Everett.
Lee Everett. So this character. So I don't get emotional with movies or TV shows or video games, but this character made me cry, and I'll say it made me cry. It's his whole his whole scene or his whole character is amazing, and I don't want to spoil too much, man, because if I say anything about this character, it will spoil something. So, it was voiced by Dave Fennoy, Telltale Games' best character by far, and that's another game you need to play, man. If you like movies, then this is basically a movie. Like Telltale Games make games that are like movies. They're point and click games, and you get to choose your decisions and stuff. And yeah, this character in this game is insane, man. So yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so these Telltale games, because I was watching a guy do a stream of I think Batman. Is it the games in which it's more story driven, and then you have prompts?
Yeah, so it's basically that, right? There's a little bit of gameplay to it, but what Telltale Games tried to create was a game that you could play, a movie that you could play, and I'm just, it's so incredible. Like some of the characters in these games, they're better than a lot of movie characters and stuff. So yeah, Lee Everett. I'm not going to spoil too much, but his death was one of the most emotional things ever. So yeah.
Okay. No. I mean, because I was watching a guy play the Batman Telltale thing. So I actually want to get into these Telltale games, because they again,
Yeah.
it feels different. It feels different.
So Lee Everett is actually in the first season of The Walking Dead, of the video game, and if you just want to, kind of try out one of these games, make sure to get the first season of The Walking Dead. Try it out, see if you like it or not. It's short, it's not very long, and you can decide whether you continue or not. So,
Okay.
but
Oh, no,
he's
no, no, no. I will. I will. I
definitely
will. No, look, I say the beauty about this is that there's so many games to sort of check out and so many games to sort of look into, which is just what makes this so flipping curious. So, guys, we are getting close. We're getting close. So, my number two, and again, guys, remember, this isn't an opinion. This is just mere fact. Okay, this is just mere fact that we're looking into, man. This character here, you know how we started this whole thing in terms of what makes a great character and sort of and we're looking at oh shit, sorry, what the heck? Oh, what? Sorry. And we talked about how it's about the design, it's about the characterization, and it's about all of these different things. This character literally defines all that. And he literally is the definition of what you call a great character. And as good as Kane is, this dude just takes things to the next level in terms of quality characterization. And my dear friends, Raziel from Soul Reaver. So Kane is tight. Kane is props and is amazing. Guys, I promise you, Daniel, I am begging you tonight, go on Steam. Go on, people in the live chat. I am putting my neck on the line. So this isn't hashtag semis minimum. I was drunk when I said that crap. This is realistic. This is one of the most amazing story arcs, characters of any video game character you will find. From the intro, how he sets up, his journey, superb. The voice acting, incredible. The design on this character, just again, Daniel, you're an artist. Again, for me, I scribble as well, just like on the side. Artistically, what he looks like and how he's animated is superb. Even the imagination of his Soul Reaver, like his weapon, how he puts his cloak around him, and just what he looks like, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, because again, he ticks the box of everything: visuals, characterization, storyline, story arc, personality, originality. Everything of what makes a great character is in Raziel. Just superb. And as you control him and you get into his story, you grow so connected to him because, again, I don't want to spoil anything from you, but when you just see the intro, you are so emotionally attached to him, and you are basically, it's weird. It's like, even if you are rooting for him because he gets so screwed over that you're like, man, this is nah. And you want him to win so desperately. So as you're going through the journey and you're going through, you're like, nah, I want Raziel to win. I want Raziel to win. I want him 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 to win, because this guy has had such a raw deal. And the beauty about it is that, which is what makes this thing amazing just for me, he isn't like a Master Chief or Link. He isn't your regular good guy. He's the protagonist, but he's not necessarily a good guy. And even where he comes from was actually where I know, because this guy, his origin isn't a saint. His origin isn't a saint. It's complex. So it's even adds to the depth of the kind of guy you're. It's like, for me, it's just so good. It is so flipping good. Understanding it, like, it's not a video game. This is story. This is narrative. This is literature that we're talking about here. This is just next freaking level. next freaking level. Like this thing's kiddie stuff, man. It is not kiddie stuff. This is now sophistication to a whole other level right now. So for me, Raziel, River, superb. Daniel?
So I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna play the game, but I'm gonna tell you something that I think a lot of people feel, and it's that this is I'm gonna step away from the video game thing for 1 second, but I'm gonna say like, here's the reason I watch you so much, man. And the reason is you find stuff that I enjoy. I don't know why. Like you mentioned a lot of music that I'm like, whoa, this is great music. Like Tribe Called Quest. Now it's like one of my favorite albums. I mean, sorry, artists of all time. And then lots of movies and TV shows. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So if you tell me Soul Reaver is a good game, I'm playing it. So, I'll let you know how it goes.
Oh no, because Daniel, I can almost guarantee you will like it because even from the games you've picked, you're coming from that kind of alternative angle rather than just Mario, Assassin's Creed, those things are all cool, but the beauty about this is that this is coming from a different angle. Where it's even like just from the things even from Undertale. These aren't regular games that most people will know about. Hence why even guys in the live chat will be like, "Hey, what's that? I've not heard of that." The fact you haven't heard of it should make you excited. It's like, okay, because what's the point in us giving you stuff you already know? The whole point for me, like I want to, of course I love watching movies that are amazing that I know, but I want to watch a new movie I've never seen. One of the best things is playing a video game I never played before and enjoying it because, this is a whole new experience. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. I've never played this video game before and everything. Like when everyone said Uncharted, Uncharted. Then when I played Uncharted 2 and 3, I was like, oh my god, these games are freaking incredible. And I was like, I'm so glad that I played these 3 flipping games. So but see, my thing about it is that you like this game, similar to some of the games that you've put into it, stories at the center. The gameplay is great. The gameplay is great and everything, but the stories and the key thing, the characters are at the center, and the characters are complex. This isn't good versus evil. Raziel isn't. That's why I say he's the protagonist. He's not necessarily good, which is what makes it so cool because you're like, hey, am I controlling a good guy or a bad guy? Yeah, he's not even necessarily good. He just has an agenda that he's going after. So he isn't Link. See, Link is just the hero. Hey, Master Chief, I'm the hero. Raziel he's not a hero. He just has an agenda he's going for. And you are just being part of this. And based on what has happened to him and how he's been wronged, you are part of his agenda that he's going for. So that's my thing.
Like, let me just clarify. There's many reasons why I watch you, but I've always noticed like the stuff you like the taste that you have is very similar to mine. So, if there's a game out there that you say is amazing, then I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it as well.
Here's why I told you I am going to play Portal 2 because I know that it's going to be something different. And even some of the games, that's why I said we're going to put our top 10 list down here and everything. And I would definitely try and check. Basically, even that game, what was that game with the guy with the narrator?
So there's, if I were you, there's a few games that I would check out because I know you love movies. So I'd check out Firewatch. I'd check out The Walking Dead. And if you want, this is just the original game. It's the Stanley Parable. But I'll put them all in the description as well.
For sure. Wait, so Stanley Parable. So that is on PC.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's on everything. So
it's on Xbox.
Maybe it's not, but it's on PC. So
okay. Daniel, we are here.
Yeah, man.
Guys, as I said again, you know who it is. It's your boy Change Man. So you know that my number one is something that you're not going to like. So it is what it is. So, but I fully defend it, and I'm going to go on like a 30,000 years soliloquy as to why this is number one. So you guys, you can go screw yourselves because this is my number one. So guys, screw you, Daniel. But before my people start throwing pitchforks and start to try to lubricate me. So because we have to build up to them starting to hate me. What is your number one, Daniel?
So my number one is GlADoS. GlADoS from the Portal series, voice acted by Ellen McLean.
Okay.
Now, this character it's mind-blowing how amazing this character is. I mean, I've always wanted there to be a Portal movie. Always. Just because of the characters. And we're never going to get it. That's fine. But GlADoS, I mean, it will never be replicated what GlADoS has done. What a great character it is. I mean, first of all, it's in Portal 2. So I'm not even talking about Portal 1 here.
Remember, don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything.
No spoilers. Well, as little as possible. In Portal 2, the GlADoS is a villain. I can say that. It's a villain. But it's also a companion. So it's also like a friend. It ends up being a friend. And eventually you'll find out that GlADoS is more than just a friend. I think if you play Portal 2, you know what I mean. But I think for most people in the audience, they won't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna say, you'll find out they're kind of related in some way. But you'll have to play the game to understand. And also, GlADoS has one of the most iconic lines in video game history: "The cake is a lie," which is amazing. So.
That's the thing that I don't, because it's good because you don't want to say too much.
I really like. I wish you played. I wish everyone played Portal, so I could just rant about how amazing this character is, and I could just say everything about it. But I want people to play the game. I really do. So, I can't really say much about it. Just that it's the best character. Simple.
But what is without spoiling? What is sort of like the most defining aspect of the character? Would you say?
I suppose you could say that maybe. I think it's definitely the voice acting, right? You got to give a lot of credit to Ellen McLean, man, because she did an amazing job, and a lot of people have tried to replicate it. Like I remember, even I was trying to, change my voice to sound a bit like GlADoS in a way. Yeah, that's how amazing this character is. And because just the way it sounds is so creepy, but also so like different and original. And you'll see the first time you see GlADoS in Portal 2, you'll understand why it's in my top character. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. Look, as I said, look, man, you've talked a big game about Portal. You talked a big game. Actually, for me, I always knew about Portal because I can't remember, because I remember I played the demo of Portal 1, and I was like, this is one freaking weird game. But it's different. But I was like, yeah, I've never played a game like this, because in terms of just like, look, wait, what am I supposed to be doing in this game? And then it's just like, yeah, like you just basically, and which is why I like games like that, where you're like, it says, okay, what the F is going on here? And it's just sort of, again, games that just come from a different angle, man. So yeah, man.
So let me just tell you something about Portal. When you finish the game, you need to go back and try to understand what actually just happened. Because I think a lot of people, they finish the game, they're like, yeah, that was all right. That's a good puzzle game. But please, like, think about what the meaning of all of it was. If you can get that, then you understand why it's my favorite game of all time. So yeah.
Okay. Guys, the moment of truth has arrived. Now, Daniel, you know what my number one is. And
You know, the reason your character isn't in my top 10 is because I knew you would have it in yours. Yeah. So I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it to you.
you see, this is what guys need to understand here, that this isn't even up for debate. This is not me saying maybe and everything. There is no character that comes close to this dude. No character comes close to this dude. This is by far the greatest video game character of all time. And guys, bear with me because I'm going to go on a massive rant right now. So, have hope, mother epping Shepard. Oh, why would I say Miss Everett? Sorry. You see, what you need to understand here, guys, is the key thing here is about character. Let me school you people. When I heard that you could make your guy black, I was already sold. I was like, what? You can make a guy black? Wow. And then this is sci-fi. You can choose what you want to say and what you want to do. You can make your own choices. Like, really? The first time you see your character in Mass Effect, you're like, damn. What makes Half Hope Shepard the greatest character is you're pretty much constructing the perfect character. How many times in video games have I said that? Why would you make that choice? I wouldn't make that choice. Wait, why would you do that? No, but you have to, because you just have to follow what the character says. Also, so I was like, what does the character look like? A chump? Okay, it is what it is. It's what the game is. Mass Effect dispels all of that. Half Hope Shepard. Let me tell you about Half Hope Shepard right now. Half Hope Shepard looks like a contract killer. First of all, he's bald. He has no eyebrows, and he has a massive scar across his cheek. So first of all, the guy looks like $1 million. Half Hope Shepard, the choices this guy made under duress, the things that this guy did are amazing. And I have never, ever felt so emotionally connected to a character as he did with Half Hope Shepard. Now, let's just forget about Mass Effect 3, which is a complete, total abomination. Those first two Mass Effects, guys, I'm sorry. It is one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life. Forget about gaming, my life. Those two Mass Effect games, because of how distinctive and how customizable you can make the flipping character you have. So for me, I love Kain, Raziel, Mario, Link, all these dudes' characters, they're all cool. Nothing touches Half Hope Shepard. Because I'm like, no, he's a perfect character. Because I'm creating a guy who looks how I want a character to look, and he's making the choices and he's going on the journey that I want a character to look like. So without a shadow of a doubt, I don't give a hoot what you guys say in the live chat. I don't give a flipping damn. This isn't up for debate. This is not my opinion. It's not my viewpoint. This is a cold-hearted fact. Half Hope Shepard is the greatest video game character of all time. And until you come with something, forever, until the end of time, Half Hope Shepard will continue to be the standard of video game characters. There is no one that comes close, no one that is on the same level as Half Hope Shepard. It was an honor. It was a privilege to be on that emotional journey with you, which ended in Mass Effect 2, because I don't count Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 never happened. But so, BioWare, you absolute losers. You pricks, you sellouts, you bricks, you sad scholar losers. You owe me Mass Effect 3, because guys, let me say this right now. I'm waiting for a proper ending for Half Hope Shepard. So right now, things ended on a cliffhanger at the end of Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 3 never happened, because that game is a pile of crap. So, BioWare, you losers, you owe me a proper ending for my for half of Shepard. So I'm still waiting for Mass Effect 3. Forget that your piece of crap Anthem and all that nonsense. Bring a proper freaking Mass Effect 3 and let me give half of Shepard his ending, man. So, Daniel, here's what it is, man. So, wait.
Yeah, you said it, man. You said it all.
Wait, have you ever played Mass Effect?
Yeah, of course. Who hasn't played Mass Effect? But I want you to play on stream, man. I want you to play on stream. I want to see what you do, man. So, but you said it all. You said, "Oh, Half-Hope Shepard is." It's not in my top 10 because I knew you would have it. If not, it would have been in my top 10 for sure. So, but yeah, man, that's
okay. So let's take some questions from the audience, man. Okay, look.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, can we please keep it real right now? Is Lara Croft a great character, or do people just find her sexy?
No. She got great character development. Like throughout the games, there's a lot of things that happen. So yeah, she's not in my top 10. She's not in my top 10, but I can get why people would put her there. So
she's do you know who's a good character? See, if you played Final Fantasy VII, Tifa in Final Fantasy VII is a pretty good character. She was really good. I was really into Tifa, but for me, Lara Croft, I mean, look, great game. Really, Tomb Raider was a superb game that changed everything. But, I don't really know whether I could go with that, man. So, what's your views on customizable? Do you prefer customizable characters or just really great characters that are just given to you? If you had to choose.
Yeah, 100% customizable, right? I mean, who would not want to customize their characters and make them look what you want them to look like? And I would go with customizable characters every day. So
no, for sure. Playing Mass Effect 1 or 2 for the first time is better than watching a big time film because of the emotional resonance, escapism, etc. You are your hero. You see, Daniel, this thing about gaming and the film industry. The experience of a video game is not like the experience of a film. Look, I love films. Like films are like I've been fan of films whatsoever, but the experience of playing a video game, especially like an RPG, it's different because you are in control. You see, they're going to bring out a film of on Uncharted. Okay, all we'll do is just watch it. What makes Uncharted amazing is, oh, jeez, look what happened. Oh, geez, I've got to roll through. Okay, I've got to jump up. Okay, I've got to climb. Oh, Jesus, roll through. Okay, I've got to take these guys out. Is you are in it. And once you're in it, you have a different emotional attachment than sit down, remotes. So that is completely different to you're like, oh, jeez, oh, damn,
yeah,
it's different. So
the way I see it is, before the only sort of, so the films are a mixture of entertainment, right? They're they're visual and they're also audio, right? But then when you talk about video games, it's visual, audio, and then it's also involving you in the gameplay. So it's also having like interaction with the final product. So for me, video games are kind of like an art form, and the more big games come out, the more you can see how it is an art form, and a lot of people take it very seriously. So
yeah, I mean. Here comes the hate. Daniel had better top 10 video game characters list than your HH. A better one, and some of your lists is question my HH. Thatcher, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? Was it plot driven, films are far below plot-driven games. You see, you know what I say to myself? Like, one of my favorite films of all time is Seven. Again, amazing film. Now, what if the Seven film never existed, but there was an equivalent of that as a video game? How would that be? And for me, it's different. It's different. Like, I think, it's there is still a quality that you get from a film in terms of acting, directing, visuals, and so forth. But then at the same time, in a video game, there's a different quality that you have in terms of, again, whether you want to look at a Mass Effect or even like a Halo, like just going on that journey in Halo.
I mean,
If James Cameron made Halo and everything, and it was amazing, like, oh, that's cool. But there is something of you being on that beach, like Silent Cartographer, being on that beach, and you're over there, you're hiding behind rocks and everything and so forth. So there's just something, but when you're actually controlling the character and you're going through the story, because for instance, like whenever you watch a film and you just see this massive action set piece, it's very removed. But if you're actually in the action set piece, so you actually did those things, there's a different kind of emotional connection that you have,
Yeah, so has there ever been a movie that's been turned into a video game before? Because the only thing I can think of is like maybe like Lego Star Wars or something, but that's like their own kind of version of the movie. Has there ever been like proper movie from start to finish, just changed into a video game? I don't know.
I believe, I think Ghostbusters, but I think that was a comic. Then there was the film, and I believe there was a Ghostbusters video game. And I think also as well, like Michael Jackson, yes, Moonwalker, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker music video, that was a video game. I think it was on the Mega Drive, I think. So there've been a few like really high profile films that makes video. Back to the Future. I think Telltale, did a Back to the Future thing.
Oh, goodness.
I think Telltale did that. Matrix. Boom.
Okay, so that has been.
Enter the Matrix was pretty good. That was a pretty good game. Because so Enter the Matrix was pretty much, I think it was, so they followed the story of Matrix and I think Reloaded, and the way in which they did the games and the levels, I was like, wow, they recreated it very well. And the beauty about it was there were actually story points in the video game that weren't in the films, so you could actually fill in different bits of the story, and different things happened between Reloading and Revolutions that only happened in the video game. So that was seven. Wait, of course it is. Seven is all about the plot. Seven is all about the plot. Of course, it's fully plot driven. So, is there a way to express in words and take the feeling of playing Mass Effect or Halo and convert that same feeling into a film? Is this even possible? And if so, how? No. The only way is virtual reality. But even then, it's not the same thing. Let's see. No. Film is passive. You're just watching. It is a very different experience from, oh, I'm actually involved in doing this. I'm actually doing this thing. So I'm actually pulling the trigger. I'm actually going here. I'm actually making the choice. See, Mass Effect. If I'm watching the Mass Effect film, the choices are all made because the script is already written. But Mass Effect, you're writing the script because you're making the choices of, no, I'm going to say this, I'm going to go here. And those choices affect what kind of ending you have. So in a film, there's only one ending. But based on Mass Effect, whatever you do changes the ending. So you playing the game is different. Hence why, see, Daniel, what Hollywood don't get is it's having a film version of a video game can't work. Why do I want to watch a film of GTA? Why? It's too
like the thing is, I think I mentioned this before, but if there's ever going to be a Hollywood movie to do with a video game, it's only to get people to watch it. Like it's going to be a big title, and they're just going to care about the fan base and how big it is, and they're just going to make some movie, and they just care about the money. So nobody actually cares about the actual
It's
movie
all about
itself.
the name.
Because let's be honest, there's a lot of games out there that are really good, but if the game is good and it's popular, it's already been done. So if you do a movie, like it's probably not going to be better than the game. So why are you doing it in the first place?
Basically, Dan, it's like, so Uncharted. Why do I want to watch a film of Uncharted when Indiana Jones already exists? So, see, I don't understand people's excitement for wanting to watch a film of Uncharted. The whole point of Uncharted is it's an amazing gaming experience. Uncharted isn't about, oh my gosh, this is a superb story, and no, it's about you have to play it. Like
Yeah.
the story in Uncharted ain't great. It's cool, it ain't great. Uncharted is like, my God, the things you do in the game, first of all, how good the game is, how well it runs, and the kinds of things you do in the game, you have to, it's the experience of it is amazing.
Yeah.
That level where you're fighting a tank, I've seen that a million times in films. Okay, it is what it is, cool. But you actually doing it, oh my God, wow. I'm actually now have to I'm gonna hide, I'm gonna get my rocket launcher, I'm gonna go and have a good vantage point. So the experience of that is different from watching something you've seen a billion times before in Michael Bay, Steven Spielberg action movies before. So it doesn't make sense.
So for me, the only reason I would watch it is because I think it's going to have amazing visuals. If it doesn't have amazing visuals, I don't know, man.
No, but even
know.
if it had amazing visuals, you can't interact. And
Yeah. No,
that's why
I agree.
Basically, the gaming industry and the film industry, these are two separate entities that shouldn't really merge. Because what video games give you, if from what film, see, there are times when I just want to just relax and just watch a film. A really good film where, like, film, this is just someone's art they're just putting out there that I'm just admiring. But for a video game, I'm up on this and it's much more of an interactive thing that I want to get into. So it's a different, these are two different experiences that shouldn't merge with one another. They may borrow, see, video games obviously borrow heavily from films because that was the first narrative art form. So in terms of telling a narrative, because video game is on many levels. It's the graphics, basically, I call it like the four: gameplay, graphics, sound, music, and story. So firstly, you need, before you think about anything, is gameplay and graphics. Really, gameplay is key. Then you want it to look good, graphics. Then, of course, you want it to be immersive and very authentic. Then you want the sound. Then to really make you definitive and make you like stand the test of time and go to immortality is the story. So, and story, that's what you now borrow from the film world. But gameplay, graphics, sound, all that immersive experience has nothing to do with the film world. Because film can't give you gameplay. It can't. Because you're not interacting with it.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of that's that goes across video games and movies is the sound, right? Is the music. But then when it comes to the visuals and all that, it's not the same, man. It's not the same.
Oh, this is easy for me. Most hyped game that flopped the hardest. Tell me yours.
Oof. There's so many. The ones that come to mind are maybe like Fallout 76.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, maybe even Mass Effect Andromeda.
But see, that was hyped. See, for me, I would, you know what? The keyword he said hyped. Mass Effect 3, it was a huge flop. But I would argue Halo 3. Because that's, bro, Daniel, the build up to that game was insane. The commercials, the adverts, the hype around Halo 3 was ridiculous. ridiculous. And we thought we are going to get this superb, amazing game that would close out to the trilogy. And that thing was just bleh. That thing was just bleh. So I think the key thing was like a game that was hyped up. For me, because see, Andromeda wasn't really hyped up. Because remember, Andromeda came after the disappointment of Mass Effect 3. So guys are like, okay, who the heck are this guy's doing?
Yeah, maybe I'll go with but for me it's Fallout 76, man. I still can't get over it. Yeah, I was so excited for that game, and it was so terrible. So, and it's funny because they're still making worse mistakes with the game. You think, okay, it can't get any worse now, and then they make something even worse. Like they add something to it that's like horrible, and you're like, what? Why would you do that? So, for me, it's Fallout, man.
I haven't watched the Assassin's Creed film.
Oh, don't watch it.
Oh no! I heard stories.
I convinced my friends. I was like, let's go to Madrid and let's watch this movie. And because I was like, this Assassin's Creed, like it can't be that bad, right? Wow. No. It was not good, man. I didn't understand what was going on. I was watching it thinking, is this a joke? Is this really happening right now? And I remember leaving the cinema thinking, what? They just stole my money. they just put the title, and they sold me the movie, man. And it was nothing like the game. So,
but something like Assassin's Creed and so forth, do you really need a movie for that? My thing is that, do you need a film? Obviously, there's some very cool concepts and everything, but again, it shows that the thing with the film world and the video game world. What's the point of getting a film about it when the games are so well received? And for me, I've not played all the games just from. Yeah, I played the first game, but just graphically, the games are incredible. The gameplay is amazing. So why do I need a film?
See, the thing is, as well, if you think about it, when you're playing a game like Assassin's Creed, the game gives you a lot more time to tell a story, right? And when you watch a film, you only get a couple of hours maximum, if that. And then how are you going to fit in the entire story of Assassin's Creed in one hour and a half movie? It doesn't make sense. I don't even know why I thought that would be a good movie to watch, to be honest.
Oh no, that stuff is wild, man. Actually, what was I saying, man? You see, Minecraft, I still need to play. Actually, wait, I think I have Minecraft on my tablet, and I have it on my tablet, and I just basically build. I've just been building my city.
Wait, so you actually play Minecraft?
Yeah, no. I downloaded it on my tablet, but I think I do the free mode where you just can just do whatever you want. So basically, I'm trying to build my own city and stuff. So yeah, I've been trying to build a city.
Minecraft is a great game, but I don't know, man. Look, I like the game a lot, but like, trust me, if anyone's played Minecraft in the chat, I've played more Minecraft. Okay, I was into that game since the alpha. Okay, I was amazed. Like that was one of my favorite games ever. But it just got to a point where I don't know. Maybe it's because I got too popular or something. I just fell off. Like I don't enjoy it anymore.
Have any of you guys played Escape from Monkey Island? Have you played Escape from Monkey Island?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, that's another game where it's about. So it's sort of like a puzzle game where it's about you just sort of like figuring out stuff, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like on the PC, and you're basically on this, and it's like very humorous and everything, but it's like about solving puzzles. So you're like, okay, you have to now talk to this guy or mix this thing with another guy and everything like that. And you're like, wait, what do I do? How do I get through it? But it's interesting. It's an interesting game. But basically, if you like puzzle games and trying to figure out stuff and everything, it's pretty good. The greatest video game of all, chess.
Is that a video game?
No. Chess is not a video game. I mean, that's a
Oh, I guess it is because you can play it. You can play it on the computer, right?
yeah,
So
but it's still no for me. For me, chess is a board game. It doesn't count as a video game.
yeah.
It doesn't really count as a video game. No, but see, sorry, I implore all of you guys to check out these games I have. Oh yeah, so remember after we're done here, Daniel, send me your list 1 to 10 so I can put it in the
No,
dis-
do you want me to send it to you, or should I just put it? Should I just do it and
Oh
put it in
no,
the
no, no.
comments?
If you send it to me so I can put it in the description box for
Okay.
the video and so guys can check it out because I think look because I definitely want to check out that was it the one with the guy in the office.
Right. So one more thing about that game. It's called the Stanley Parable, right? It's an ironic game because the first thing you find out in that game, it tells you like at the beginning of the game, it would always tell you the story about this guy who's just pressing buttons on the computer, doing what the screen tells him to
Yeah.
do. You figure out that you're that person on the computer doing what it's telling you.
Mm.
So ultimately, what the game is telling you is, what are you doing playing video games? Go and do something.
Oh yeah,
It's a very
yeah,
funny, very funny concept. I thought when I figured it out, I was like, oh wait, that's me.
yeah. Oh no, that's good. No, as I say, look, man. I mean, as in, I say this to everyone, if you can hunt down and get Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, bro, like it's worth it. It just in terms of the story and instead of just how things unfold and stuff in that game, I just think it's brilliant, man. So did you say so you still say Fallout 76 is the most disappointing game you've ever played?
Oh, I haven't even played it. I refuse. I
What's the
refuse.
most disappointing? What is the most disappointed and let down you felt playing a game where I'm like, oh, shush.
You know what? Maybe people are gonna hate on me for this, but I was so excited to play Mario Odyssey on the Switch, man. And I'll be honest, it's a good game, but it let me down. Let me down a lot. I thought it was going to be amazing or incredible, but it was all right. So,
No, bro, have you played
so
Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii?
yeah, and you know what? You should check out. You should check out what Nintendo released today, man. If you like Mario Galaxy, because they're saying they're going to port Mario Galaxy. What's it called? Mario 64, and which is the game in Delfino Plaza? Um, another game, another Mario game. They're porting those three games to the Switch. So I can't wait to play the Mario Galaxy again, man.
Oh, actually, I think you know what? Most disappointing game, Fable.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because the thing about this is that after Fable, I already was Fable 2 and Fable 3. I already knew that okay, this guy is a liar. Like you kind of like because the way we see what Skyrim is what Fable tried to be. Although I think Fable could have been even better than Skyrim in terms of the kinds of things that they were trying to go. Because like if it was promised, because for instance, one of the things that Peter Molyneux said was that if you get hit too many times, you'll have a scar. So and that scar will sort of stay on you. So basically, you look at the guy and be like, oh wow, scar. And cities and towns will actually change over time. And as you go, you will slowly, gradually get old. And you see a guy slowly get it. So basically, it would feel like, oh, this is a very realistic kind of epic kind of game. And the choices you make is reflected in the towns and so forth. But literally almost everything this dude promised, it didn't come true. So it's like, what do that for me is like actually before we round off in a minute, what for you would be your ultimate video game? The ultimate video game for you.
I think I've said this before, but what I would think is the best video game would be something like, I've always wanted somebody to do this. Maybe I could do this one day, but make a open world game, RPG, and then twist it around so that it becomes more like a thriller as more you play it, so that eventually the game figures out that you're playing the game. You know, the person that everything in the world is actually just a game. I would love to see that. I think it would be so amazing.
Sort of the gaming world is sort of reacting to you being in the game.
No, so basically the world starts figuring out, oh, so we're all part of just a video game, and then start to figure out that you're the main character, and then they figure out who is behind the screen. Because some game, there's a game out there, which it's one of these thriller games, and what it did was it managed to find your files, right, and read your files to figure out what your name is, what your real name is. So it's crazy, man. I got so scared when I saw my name. So like, you start playing the game, and the thing is, a lot of don't play, like, there's a game called Doki Doki, right? Don't play that game. If they ask you to play on stream, don't do it, because your real name will come up. It's messed up. I don't even know how it does it, but a lot of streamers, like, they'll play the game and then their real name comes up and they're like, oh, what's this? So I remember when I first played that, I thought it was so genius. And if they could change that and make it into like an open world game, and I don't know, I would find that really original. So I think it would be fun. So that's my ultimate game. But
I mean, I think for me, I have two ultimate games. One is football based, which is similar to career mode or Become a Legend in Pro Evo, but heightened. You know what it is? A mixture of career mode and Mass Effect. So therefore, you really have you're taking on a journey over the player that you have. So the fans, you have more fan interaction. So sometimes guys will boo you, they will cheer you, and sometimes you have relationships with your agents, with teammates. So let's say you get into a beef with a teammate through various chat streams and everything, then the teammates might not even pass to you. Or if he scores, I'm not even celebrate with you. And let's say you have issues with the manager, you can maybe get the manager sacked if you're a big enough player, or if you're not a big enough player or something, the manager will sort of like bench you because you fell out with him or something. So there's like an outside story exists. Look, man, I'm gonna make this game, but there's like an outside story that exists off the pitch that affects the events on the pitch. For me, let me see, a blend of Mass Effect and career mode. Just sort of heighten the experience of what you're doing in career mode. I just think would be flipping awesome.
There's a similar thing to what you're talking about. I think FIFA have like a sort of similar thing where you play like a story mode basically. But the problem is it's terrible. So if they manage to make it better, like, I'm sure it'll happen one day. Somebody will do it, right? Because it's such an obvious idea.
Oh no, for sure. So basically, my other one is obviously a sci-fi game, which is similar to Mass Effect, but Mass Effect did not take it to the next level. Where literally, there was this game. I've forgotten what this game is called. There was this game that came out where you had like a spaceship, and you could travel to so many different planets, and you could do different with so many different sources and everything. But they didn't really do it well. So where it's a sci-fi game, RPG and everything, but you have a spaceship and you can literally go to hundreds upon hundreds of different planets, and you can fully go there, explore them. And it is totally open world, completely open world. So you can go to a planet, have a life there, have a story there, and you can almost have like different stories and different kinds of things on different planets and different worlds. So literally, the scope of what you can do in terms of exploration and everything is literally just vast. So it's not linear. It's literally, you can have like about 50 different endings depending on what planets you go to and you want to settle on and like create a story on and everything. So there we go.
Yeah, what's that? No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. That was very disappointing as well.
No Man's
Sky. They lied, man. They lied.
No, see, this is why I'm so happy that like because I watch Angry Joe. Angry Joe is the main guy I watch for video game reviews, because I was like, wow, this is an amazing concept for a game. Then I read the reviews, and I read Angry Joe's review, and I said, no, they basically lied.
Right, man.
They basically,
The thing is, it's better now. It's actually a lot better now. But it's still like there's a lot of things that they promised when at release that still isn't in the game. I don't know, man. I just can't trust them. I can't trust them anymore.
Nice, man. Guys, look, man, it's been swell. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this top 10 and everything. This is going to give you a day to maybe go away and maybe view these things. So all of our top 10s will be in the description link below. And look, I would recommend that you do check out these video games that we have, So hopefully we'll probably be back next week for another top 10. So let me ask guys in the live chat, what top 10 would you like to see? What are the top 10 would you like to see? So obviously we've done top 10 video games, top 10 video game characters. Music would be a pretty good one,
Ooh, yeah.
Like top 10 themes or just top 10 music in video games,
That'd be amazing.
That would actually be a pretty good one to do, man. But yeah, man, look, man, I just really, really recommend that you guys check out these video game things that we do, because I think most of this stuff you can get on Steam, can't you?
Yeah. I think most of them, at least mine, you can get on Steam. Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right, guys. Peace out. Stay true, and hopefully we'll be back next week for more of this, man. Guys, peace out. Peace. Become a Half Hope Sort member and gain access to exclusive videos and also the chance to watch films, anime, or different videos with your boy HH exclusively. Just click below on the join button to join in and become a Half Hope Sort member to gain access to these perks. Just click on the community icon over here to view the new members only posts just for you.